The Spot has been up to his trickery again. 100% real character of The Spot. The Spot may have stolen my footage, but he'll never steal my tags.
You thought I was joking. You thought it was all fun and games. But no, The Spot is real. And just like Spider-Man, I will create my own worst enemy. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Micah. And today, we will be making The Spot. Now, recently, I made a Miles Morales Spider-Bear. You may have seen him before. Well, I thought he could use a friend. So today, we are making a Spot Bear. And for the very first time in the entire history of my channel, I will be making a plushy vlog video, which is this. Not really a vlog, but you know, I'm on camera. You can see my face. It's not just my hands. There will be more of these coming as long as you all like them. So let's take a look at the design. It's really not much. It's literally just a white bear, no features, and spots. I am using my 15-inch pattern for this one, which I haven't used in a while, but I felt like I wanted to do something a little bit smaller this time. But with the design out of the way, let's take a look at the desk.
First up, the fabric, which again is quite simple for this plush. Just white for the base and black for the spots. Simple and easy. Next, we can smack these down to get our pieces cut out. Then I'll spend probably way too long fiddling with the placement of these spots.
Okay, so I have all of my pieces cut out over on the desk. And you might not notice any difference, but for me, it's been a couple days since that happened. I was gone for a couple days, he's been sitting on my desk for a couple days, and I can't remember all of the thoughts I had before. I do know that I have been having trouble with the spots. The Spot has these random spots all over. That's why he's called Spot, or The Spot, depending on who you ask. But they're kind of random all over, and it's really hard to feel like you're getting a true random pattern when you are placing these circles on yourself. It takes an annoying amount of design to make something that looks fully random and just thrown together. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but I am sure there is reasoning. If I figure it out, I'll put it over here. For now, I'm gonna mess around with the placement of the spots until I find something that I'm really satisfied with. After that, the next step is to just get sewing. This is a relatively simple pattern for me, and I've used it a million times, so this should go pretty quick. Hopefully I remember to check in with you guys though, because if I don't, this will be a really short video. So I'll see you later.
As scientist Micah said, it's time to get sewing. I went ahead and sewed on all of the spots. Oh boy, were there a lot of spots.
This is so many spots. It's so many spots. I'm literally gonna count them. I'm gonna count them. Including the tail, there are 60 spots. One of which I have not sewn on yet because it needs to go over a seam. This is ridiculous. Okay, but I am technically ahead of schedule. I wasn't supposed to work today. So hopefully that'll free up a little bit more time down the line to get stuff done that I did not properly schedule out. Whoopsies! But now I can get to cutting off all the extra seam allowance and threads off all of these. And now, my prize. It's glorious. With the spots all cleanly cut out, I can now get to pinning things. This should go very quickly. Not just the pinning, but the entire rest of the plush. I'm thinking maybe around 4 hours left? We're currently at 2 hours and 15 minutes, so that's around 6 hours for this plush. We'll see. I do have plans for accessories.
Hey, while we're at it, why not give a little tip? As always, the order in which you pin things is extremely important and very much pattern dependent. So when making your own patterns, make sure you think about the order in which things need to be done. That was Quick Tips with Micah. Now back to the video.
Okay, everything that can be pinned has been pinned, and I think I'm gonna be done for today. I should be able to just throw this together tomorrow. I think I'm done for today.
The very next morning, I got straight to work, sewing things like darts and important seams and whatnot, completely forgetting to check in on camera, leaving me, voiceover Micah, to have to step in. It's a lot past Micah. At least we were finally getting some work done.
Okay, now I have a lot of the bigger pieces pinned together. Not the biggest, but bigger. Remember, we went from those tiny little spots to this in like 2 seconds. So I'm getting legs on bodies, heads on bodies, you know. But I'm also getting the ears on the head. Now, this is a technique I only recently started doing after a lot of fails. See, I could just put the ears in the seam when I sew the head pieces together, but they might move around. If I put them on beforehand, I can actually see them and make sure they stay in place. And for those of you who have seen my last few videos with plushies with bigger ears, yes, I did change how I do those ears. For something like Bluey or Jesper, I sewed the ears onto the head in halves, and then the ears were kind of part of the head when I sewed those together. Then when I did Vanny, I put the ears in the seam like these are gonna be, and I realized it was probably a bad decision. But those were much bigger ears. For little ears like this, in the seam is kind of perfect. So don't worry, I'm not making the same mistake over and over and over again. This is a choice. It's on purpose, and I know how this turns out. I've done a million bears, like my popcorn bear. This is actually the same size as the spot bear is gonna be. And this little guy is on my shop right now. I know, shameless self-promo, but like, come on. He's adorable. And I have one, so we can win. Okay, shameless self-promo aside, let's get back to work.
After everything was sewn, it was time to cut off that extra seam allowance. I mentioned this quite a bit in my videos, but I don't think I've ever explained why I do it. And that is to avoid breaking a needle. If I put two chunky seams right on top of each other and then try to sew over it, let's just say I'd have to buy a lot of needles.
With my super secret arm attachment technique all done, it's time to sew up the body. First, we'll have to pin the sides and back, and then we can actually get to sewing. Okay, this is going a lot faster than I thought it would. Are you crooked? He's almost done. He's almost done. I just need to add the feet. These are the last bits. I just need to put these on, and then I can turn them right side too and start stuffing. Ooh, turn them right side too. Hang on.
Tell me, do you guys see a stuffing hole in this seam?
Knew it was going too smoothly. Okay, now I need to seam rip the back, add the feet, then I can turn him right side too and stuff him. Okay. I'll get to it.
Like I've said before, if sewing had a walk of shame, this would be it. Thankfully, it's not as bad as it could be. You don't even want to know about the times I've had to seam rip and then re-sew things.
It's almost done. We got the feet on, we got the hole put in the back. Now it's time to turn him right side too.
I always feel like this is the most interesting part of my videos, mainly because you can really start seeing the plush take form, and partially because it leads up to the most important time of all, bean time! Yes, it's bean time and no one can stop me now!
You know how I use beans to weight plushies that I'm keeping for myself? Well, I'm out of beans. I actually don't know what to do because I can't drive and I don't have a car. So I'm kind of stuck. I can't finish this plush without the weight. Could maybe dig into some other plushies that I have like semi-finished and see if I can pull any beans from them. But it will be minimal beans. Like, it's not gonna be enough. I don't think I have beans anywhere else. Hang on. Yeah, no beans. So, what am I gonna do? Future Micah, tell them what I'm gonna do. Here's what he did. And yes, I ditched the lab coat. So, because I don't have a car and I can't actually go out to pick up my own supplies, I decided to start working on some accessories. And that took way too long. I'm not doing this again. This single little dollar bill took me so long to make. I'm not doing it again. I was gonna make 3, there's only 1. There's only gonna be 1. He gets $1. There you go, buddy. Sorry, pal. That's your accessory.
Unless
Nothing. Forget I said anything. Ignore it. We're not doing anything else.
You heard the man, ignore it. Let's get on to the beans. I was able to get someone to pick up some beans for me so I could finally get back to work. So in the beans go, and onward to plushie creation. And once we get the beans in, we can finally get him stuffed.
Okay, so he is stuffed, but I don't love him. And like, I know I go through this with every plushie, but honestly, this one, I don't know. Haven't used this pattern in a while, and I think I might have done stuff not quite right. It doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong or non-functional, it's fine. It's just that with this pattern, there were a couple things that I had figured out how to do that now somehow reverted backwards. Hey, looks like you're struggling to verbalize this. Let future Micah help. You're just talking about the spot bear and how he didn't quite look right. What's up with that? Well, part of this is that thigh gap he got now. This pattern is not meant to have this much of a thigh gap. I know it seems minimal to you, but to me, the person who made the pattern, it is very obvious. Another problem is the arms. On my pattern, I had a note written to myself saying to add a seam allowance up at the top. So that's what I did. And apparently past Micah was wrong. Seam allowance was not necessary, and now the arms seem just a tad too long. Again, something you wouldn't really notice unless you're the one always making the plushies. And then there's the head. It's not that bad. I've done worse. But the problem is it's very squared off, which I've had this problem with these smaller plushies because the darts just kind of make it so square. And I was starting to be able to fix it with my old head pattern, but then I decided that head was too small. So I made a new one and didn't test it. I know, you're screaming at your screen like, come on, Micah, you always test your patterns. Yeah, I should have tested it. It's not awful, it still works. I had to tweak things here and there as I was stuffing it, actually. I didn't show it because it would have taken too much time. It's not terrible now, it's just a little too square. It's an easy fix with the pattern. I just have to adjust the darts a little bit, mainly by making them more long than like short and fat. But otherwise, now that I'm here in the future, he's not that bad. I'm over my I hate it phase, and he's pretty cute. But still not a character that I really love. In fact, I have been going back and forth trying to decide if I want to actually give him away. I just don't know if it'll be worth it. First of all, he is stuffed with beans because I was going to keep him, so that is something to be aware of if I do give this away. But I just don't know if I have enough support to give something this big away. Fabric alone is pretty expensive, ignoring any amount of time I put into it. So here's the deal. If we can get to, let's do a fun number. 5,555 subscribers. If we can get to 5,555 subscribers by Halloween, I will give this plushie away. Yes, he is weighted with beans, but I have had zero problems with beans in my plushies for the 4 years I've been sewing. But I always say to spot clean all of my plushies anyways, never throw any of these in the washer and dryer. So we have our goal, 5,555 subscribers, and I will give away this spot bear. Right here on YouTube, mind you. The only thing necessary for an entry would be something like a comment, but that'll come in its own separate giveaway video. There are no giveaways in this video currently. But that's it from current Micah. Past Micah, take it away.
Wait. Hold on. Did I just fix it? A flower crown fixes everything. I still have to do the hand sewing. I'm gonna go do that.
SewMicah here again, ready for the hand sewing. With this bear, there's really not that much that needs to be done. All we need to do is squish on those toe beans, and then sew up the back. I did consider giving him a black snout, but since the regular spot doesn't have a nose, the spot bear will not have a snout. But with that, it's time for the glamour shots. everyone, SewMicah here, and I just wanted to say a big thank you for you making it almost all the way through this video. Before we go, I have a couple important things to address. First, last video's secret word. I've been doing secret words in almost every one of my videos so far, but since this video was actually made last minute as a bonus test for this style of video, the secret word doesn't actually apply here. Nor will it apply to the next video, as I had something come up and now the next video will be something entirely new. The video after that is the one the secret word will apply to. The second thing I wanted to say here is a reminder that we're looking to hit 5,555 subscribers by October 31st. If we can do that, this spot bear very well could be yours. So with that in mind, maybe share this video with someone you think will like it. Or press all the buttons and leave a comment to have the YouTube algorithm do the work for you. And lastly, a big thank you to my Pixie tier and above patrons who make videos and giveaways possible. They get awesome benefits like polls on what I should do next, work in progress updates of upcoming plushies, and even coloring pages and phone backgrounds. But hey, if you missed it, make sure you check out my making of the Miles Morales bear over on the right. Or maybe the entire Spider-Bear saga playlist instead. You never know, could be fun!